Good afternoon, traders. It's Matt and Jacey with Empire Algorithmic Trading, here to bring you your daily dose of VWAP Vision's Stock Talk.
It's where the volume weighted average price helps us make sense of the market, Matt. So let's get right to it. It's time for a little stock talk.
Stock Talk.
Stock talk. Let's talk stock.
All right, well, welcome back again. I'm Matt, he's Jacey, and we are here to start you with today's general market move. So, Jace, what happened in the general markets today?
Well, when you look at the overall, not a whole lot, right? The S&P was down. Excuse me, was down about a little over 1/10 of 1%. The Nasdaq Composite was pretty much flat. Excuse me, that's the wrong. My chart is screwing up again. Down 0.3%. Small caps ended up a little bit, and then mid caps ended down a little bit. But man,
No.
we talked about the VIX yesterday and how it spiked because the market was expecting a little volatility, and boy, did we ever! I mean, it was it's a pretty. This is the Fed announcement, pretty much, right? Where'd it go? Pretty much right here, right? And then it just went broke. And then all of a sudden, they cut their interest rates. All right, yay, here we go. And then maybe not as much as we thought. And then Powell starts speaking, and then it just kind of stabilized and ended up right back where it started. So the volatility was definitely there, to say the least. Same thing with the Nasdaq Composite. Small caps, same thing. The reason why small caps are historically very interest rate sensitive. So that's why they just went off the rails once the news dropped that rates were cut. However, when the reality hit that they're trying to put the brakes on the expectations, that came back down. So again, that volatility just hit everything but it all ended up pretty much right where it started. Bonds kind of all over the place as well. They were up, they were down. And then, of course, the VIX, once all that volatility rang out, everyone was like, all right, now we can kind of get back to normal. That came down as usual. So just your very typical ho hum Fed 2 hours after a Fed announcement, especially during a transition phase. So, but
Yeah.
all in all, like I said, we were well positioned going into it, and we had a pretty nice day. Leading stocks had a very impressive day.
Well, that's perfect. Well, that's it for the general markets, everybody. Next, we're going to talk a little bit about the big movers that happen throughout the day. Most of these movers have been sent to us via our algorithm and our daily buy and sell signals we get from that algorithm. If you want access to those daily buy and sell signals, check out our Patreon, patreon.com/Empire Algorithmic Trading. So, Jace, who moved? Where'd they go?
Well, we had quite a few that just blew up. Qubits and actually, this is kind of like a JC Harmer portfolio preview right here. Qubits up 18.7%. This one I bought on this buy signal at 1863. I sold it at 1757 on the 1 day fail, and that looked like a really good. And actually, it was a really good one day
Yeah.
fail. Sold off hard. Flashed another buy signal right here that was just too tempting to not take, and so I jumped all over that and have been duly rewarded. It was up 18.7% today.
Wow.
ACMR, another recent breakout that I got in on this buy signal here. And that is up another 9% today on us. Very good. And then Wi-Fi, of course, the shakeout breakout from last week that just blew up. That rallied up 8.6 today, rallied right off the 10-day moving average. Very nice look. And then, of course, American superconductor, excuse me, breakout from just a couple of days ago that I did take a position on. That rallied up 7%. So, like I said, it was a very strong look for leaders, and these are just the top four. There were quite a few. There were also quite a few really good ones out there, but all in all, these are just the top four. On the downside, we had Amplitech Group.
Wow.
Not much of I mean, it gave up all of yesterday's pop, which is always concerning. So we'll see if this momentum continues. But technically, it's still above the 10-day average. Volume was lighter than yesterday. This could very well set up for another buying opportunity at the average. We'll see how that one turns out.
Man.
Cormedics, again, showing once again why you want to cut your losses.
Yeah.
Or or when they round trip, get out of the way, right? Cormedics was down 4%, which if you continue to hold that would be very disappointing. And especially when you're just looking at like qubits or
Yep.
ACMR or Wi-Fi,
Yep.
you had the opportunity to buy, particularly after this sell signal. That would be very frustrating. And then Montrose Environmental, this one is just finding, it's flashed a couple of buy signals above the lower VWAP here, but it just can't seem to muster any strength to get above the upper VWAP. So
Mm,
it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. It's right at this previous buy signals VWAP as well as the 10 and the 20-day moving average. So this is where we would expect to see buyers really come in and push that stock over this upper resistance. And if it does that, it very well could present another buying opportunity, really because it hasn't flashed a sell signal below this buy point either.
mm.
So a trade back above, we'll call that 3106 and above the VWAP here, which is pretty much right at that same spot at 3150, then that would be a pretty good buy signal there. So keep an eye on Meg. That's actually a pretty constructive looking down day as long as it just doesn't continue, that momentum continue. But for the most
Right.
part, it was a pretty exciting session. We got the Federal Reserve out of the way. Now it's just your standard economic reports, and I don't think earnings are really going to make much of a difference over the next couple of weeks because we're just getting to the tail end of the third quarter. So it'll be probably another 3 weeks until we start getting some pretty good earnings reports, and so we've got hopefully 3 weeks of some nice, solid, smooth sailing uptrending as long as nothing geopolitical or comes out of the blue. And if that's the case, then the trend has been established. So it was a very bullish session, very bullish day. And especially when you add an actual real physical rate cut, now it's just how much are we going to cut rates? That's just fuel on the fire.
Exactly. Well, what a fun and exciting day. I mean, truthfully, like you said, anytime you have those big announcements like that, you're always a little more wary, and it doesn't look like it really jump started anything or kicked anything in the teeth either. So it's kind of nice to see it like, yeah, okay. Essentially, what was mostly expected, and like we always talk about, most of this is already baked into the market. So not nice to see it just kind of happening that way.
Yeah, yeah, it's pretty cool. It's nice when you just follow the price and the volume, and you tend to be right when you kind of do that. So just don't
That's
pay
perfect.
attention to the headlines and don't try and second guess. Just follow the market, and you'll tend to be okay.
Absolutely. And for you who do follow the market and want more about us, check out our website, VWAPvision.com. That's VWAP vision.com, where you can learn more about our algorithm, who we are, where we come from, why we do what we do. And if you want access to those daily buy and sell signals, check out our Patreon, patreon.com/ Empire Algorithmic Trading. You also get access to our daily arrow reviews, where we talk about stocks that are looking to break out or looking to fail. You get access to our cool group of traders and just some educational videos where Jason and I talk about how we use this strategy in our personal trading strategies. Again, we are not licensed professionals. This is something that we like to do for fun. So just come along for the journey. That's over at patreon.com/ Empire Algorithmic Trading. Thank you to those listening on Spotify, watching on YouTube. Make sure you hit the like, subscribe buttons, and rate and review us. Help us bump up in the ratings. And if you want to follow us on social media, we're on Facebook, Instagram, Blue Sky, X, anywhere you consume your daily trading digestibles, we are there. So make sure to like and follow us there. And Jace, until tomorrow, happy trading, buddy.
Hey, thanks, buddy. Happy trading, and we'll see you tomorrow.